Guys, 2016 Hyundai Tucson I don't know how to say it, Tucson 2016, and we're going to be doing the thermostat. As far as doing the thermostat, we get first we got a pair of pliers. Get a pair of pliers, get this hose off right here. Just a quick video. Get a pair of pliers, get this hose off right here. Get this clamp off right here. Also, you're able to get this hose out the way, set it to the side. We're gonna get this deal off right here. I already got most of it off just to show you guys for video purposes. This sensor right here, you pick up on there, get this out the way. Same for the alternator deal right here. Now before you take off that 12mm bolt right there, you want to unloosen your battery with a 10mm. Loosen that battery, then you go, it'll be a 12mm bolt that sits right there. And I just went down, let's just say with my 12mm, I can't find it right now, but okay, I just went down with the 12mm and got that off. Remember, unplug the battery before you mess with the alternator. Get the 12mm off. Now get this wire off right here, get this connector off. To get this off right here, you can get a pair of needle nose going from the side right here under there, or you can get a flat head and go right here, get those tangs out, push these tangs and get this wiring out the way. Now to get the belt off, I just went in with an 18mm wrench. I think that was 17mm. So I went in with a 17, got my 17 on it like here. Hold on a second. Okay, got my 17mm in there like that. I put another one on it, and then I brought it up on this tensioner right here, which is 17mm. And again, we're using that, and we're coming up with it. When you come up with it, it brings that tension off that belt. You're able to take that belt off the alternator and just use like a 17mm gear wrench, something like that, like with all the, you know, the ends on it right there to get on that tensioner in there. So again, tensioner, we got in on there, we brought that up to get your belt off. Okay, got that all, everything out the way. Now we're gonna go in, we're gonna get our 14mm bolt out. We also got a tensioner right here in the way, and then we also got another bolt down here, and we can basically get that alternator out the way and start getting to our thermostat. All right guys, next step, you're gonna get your 14mm bolt at the top. Simply just go in with your 14 and a ratchet, preferably a smaller head with the 14, but the long head would do. Go down there with your 14, get your 14 off, and down here you're gonna have a 12mm bolt. Now go down there with your 12mm and get your 12. Let's just say right here, just for demonstration purposes, go down there with your 12. It'll fit right there, and get that 12mm off. Now this bolt doesn't have to come all the way out. You can see it's a groove right there, just in case it don't come all the way out. It hits right there against the motor mount, but it don't have to come all the way out. As you can see, it's a groove right there. Go ahead and get that 12mm bolt out the bottom, and as you can see, that baby is ready to come on out. Oh, got that out anyway. Once it dropped, got the bottom bolt out, got that out. Now we can kind of wiggle our way out. See, we got all that wiggle room, wiggle, and we're gonna fish it on up out of there. There we go. There we go. Look at that. We didn't even have to get the 13mm bolt off that alternator. We just kept that on there. So they didn't even have to leave. We just kept that on there. All right. Thermostat down there. 2 bolts holding our thermostat housing. We're gonna go and take those off. Move the wire a little bit. Like 2 12mm. All right, guys. Down here, you got your, like I said, your thermostat. You're gonna have this like locking mechanism right here. You're gonna see it. All I did was squeeze. Well, just really just push back and forth and pull it out. Honestly, it sits in there like that, as you can see on yours. And I just moved it back and forth, push from both ends, and just pushed it out. Then you're gonna have this deal right here on one side, and also on the other side. You can't see the other side, and you're gonna have to squeeze both of these tabs together when you squeeze both of them together, you're gonna use one hand to squeeze together, the other hand is gonna have to pull this hose. Now I'm gonna need two hands to do it. Again, all right guys, I did it. So again, there's gonna be a button right here, you see, and a button on this side. And you're really gonna have to push both of them and go back and forth real fast, go back and forth as you're pulling that out. Get this hose out your way and give you better access at the bottom right there. Again guys, you wanna go in with your 12mm. You wanna go in with one at the bottom, and then you're gonna flip around and go right here. You can see what the wrench is on right now. I mean the socket is on. It's 12mm right there you wanna get off. And you wanna go back to the top and get this one off right here. You wanna move your wiring out the way a little bit and get that nut off right there. All right guys, you put your new thermostat back in after you took your old one out, and there's gonna be an indentation right here. There's gonna be a little dentation right here and a groove right there where you can see where you're gonna put your thermostat also down there. So it's gonna be a groove right there. Would that fit in? Go ahead and put that in, and then go and put the housing back on with your 12mm bolts. Make sure you fit that in right. All right guys, that top wire is going to be in the way a little bit, so you're going to have to kind of wrestle your way around that top wire, and then go ahead and put that right there and go ahead and put in both in your go ahead and tighten up both of your bolts. Inside a piece of paper right there, so it's hard for it to fall off. Now you wiggle it around like I just did, it can just fall out, but you want to go down easy right there. That way you can put your first, at least put your first bolt on to help you. And you want to put that thing down there like that, and at least get the first nut on there, because the second nut is also hard to get on because that wire is in the way. So you're gonna have to at least get this on so that thermostat isn't moving around. So at least get this one kind of like flush on there, and then you can go back on with that top one. All right guys, I had to use two hands, but you can see that got the bottom one flush first, and now I can go in at the top. Had to move this out the way, use two hands, at least get that bolt on there, and then now you can tighten that up. Go in back and tighten both of them up. All right guys, time to fish your alternator back down there. Get it in position. You have to wiggle it back into place. Go and put your 14 and your 12mm bolt on. To put the top bolt in, you want to come in from in here, and then it can go in like that. That's how you're going to get that top bolt in. But also you can put it can go in already because it does have a tab right here for it. Put in your 12mm bolt. All right guys, make sure you remember your belt routing. If you do not know your belt routing, go to Google, ask for the belt routing for 2016 Hyundai Tucson 2.0 liter, and it should show you the belt routing. We get on our boat there at the back using the 17mm with this little thing we got right here. We pull up right here, and then we just go ahead and put our belt back on. We need two hands, but it still has the same routing, and we're just going to put our belt back on. All right guys, go ahead and put your wire back on right here, and then you can go ahead and put that on your 12mm bolt. Down, you can go ahead and actually put on your extra connector right there also. Go ahead and put in your connector right there also, and you can put in this deal right here. Go and tighten that bolt down and put back on your hose. And put back on your coolant hose, coolant reservoir hose. Put that back up right there, that right there. Put your clamps back on. Same for this one right here. Go and put your clamp back on. Got an important step, guys. Go and put your coolant hose back on. Okay, fish it in right there. Even with everything on, you can still put that hose back on right there. Just push it on in right there.